Welcome back to the Idiot News Network. Our first story today comes from the East Coast, where Hurricane Helene has wreaked havoc on many communities. Politicians and celebrities have been quick to pretend to care and send enough care to preserve public goodwill. Former president and current presidential candidate Donald Trump has taken a hands-on approach to what he believes is one of the most dangerous aspects of the catastrophe. Reports tell us that when an advisor informed him that it was, quote, absolutely raining cats and dogs on the East Coast, Mr. Trump immediately mobilized his resources to prevent Haitian migrants from showing up to eat them. Former President Trump made a statement, declaring, "I will not stand by while these illegal aliens eat the poor, innocent cats and dogs coming from Hurricane Helene." When asked whether he knew what an idiom was, the former president responded simply, "Who are you calling an idiom? You're the idiom." In the wake of tense situations across the country and the world, the Biden administration has announced the most recent aid packages. In order to continue to stave off the Russian invasion, President Biden announced $17 billion in equipment to go to Ukraine. The president also announced aid to go to Israel for their anti-terror campaign in the Middle East. The Treasury was instructed to deliver $43 billion to Israel in large bags of cash. Finally, in response to the tragic hurricane working its way through the East Coast, President Biden has announced financial and personnel deployments. Several Boy Scout troops and an envelope of McDonald's coupons are currently being sent to affected areas. The president has encouraged Americans to do their part in helping their fellow citizens themselves. Influencers Logan Paul and KSI have taken it upon themselves to send a truckload of their sports drink Prime to victims. Survivors responded to this act of generosity, telling the media, "Haven't we suffered enough?" In other news, the vice presidential debate took place on Tuesday, featuring a face-off between Governor Tim Walz and Senator J.D. Vance. In a highly disappointing debate that featured intelligent discussion and civil discourse, Governor Walz and Senator Vance discussed their differences, found common ground, and became best friends. Highlights of the debates included Governor Walz's thrilling personal anecdotes about being in China during the Tiananmen Square massacre, storming the beaches of Normandy, and being on the Challenger when it exploded. Senator Vance was well-spoken in his attempts to sell undecided voters on his tickets platform. He also successfully managed to sell snake oil to the moderators and a beachfront property in South Dakota to Tim Walz. Governor Walz excitedly stated that he would be able to purchase said property with the publishing deal he just got from the book he wrote right there at the podium. In international news, tensions have flared in the Middle East as Iran launched nearly 200 missiles at Israel. While some projectiles appear to have found targets, Israel has so far reported no Israeli casualties. Israel has vowed to retaliate against Iran, with Iran making further threats. Concerns are arising around the world for how this may develop into a much wider conflict, with some people going so far as to raise fears of World War III. In preparation for a potential Third World War, Germany has begun mobilizing troops to invade Poland. In sports news, Alex Pereira is set to defend his light heavyweight title against challenger Khalil Rountree. Rountree has hinted that he is bringing a secret weapon with him to upset the dominant champion. While the challenger has not revealed what this is, leaks from his camp suggest that he is planning to hide an AR-15 in his corner. In response, the champion Alex Pereira stated that he is enacting a shamanic ritual to make himself bulletproof. Pereira tells reporters that one of his keys to victory is watching out for Rountree's third leg. That's all for today. Thank you for wasting your time with us, and see you next time on Idiot News Network.